Hey guys, hey, if you have a Minn Kota Terrova and want to use the transducer that goes with your fish finder, well, you probably found the same problem I found, and that is, what are we going to do with the cord? And in my case, I just snapped it right in half. Well, I didn't, the trolling motor did, but either way, I snapped it in half. I was able to put it back together, and it does work. But I wasn't using it, and the main reason was, what am I going to do with the cord? How are we going to fix that? Well, today, I think I've got an idea. So let me show you what I'm going to try. All right, first thing, mount the transducer. We have our two cables. Now, here's what I did as I'm putting them on. I have one of these clips that you can open up to hook on. And I've actually used, because it's a little smaller, I used a chain link. One single chain link, I put it underneath the strap, then I hook my clip in, so I've got a clip mounted to that. From there, what we're going to use, cable, plastic covered cable. This is supposed to be 6 feet long. I doubt that's 6 foot, but it's plenty long. I looked all around. Basically, you'd think bicycles. This is what you lock bicycles up with. I went all over. They all have locks already on them. I wanted just the cable. Looked all over. Finally, Walmart. Don't go to bicycles. Go to the hardware section at Walmart where they have padlocks and other stuff like that. I found this there. It was $4.99. All right, so I got the coil cable. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to hook one end to our steel, and then we're going to take the other end, and I'll show you where we're going to hook that. Now, for this next step, you may have to do it a little differently than me. For my Minn Kota, I mounted it to this quick remove bracket. I bought the bracket, I think it was like $90. That way you just take the wing nut off, you can slide the motor off, set it down somewhere if you don't want to leave it up front for transportation. So that's what I have, and right up in front there happens to be a hole. Now that hole is designed, put like a padlock so nobody can steal your motor. But in our case, we're going to take another clip, and basically we're just going to clip that into that hole, and now we're clipped here. Again, if you don't have this, I've seen people hook into the mounting. You might even be able to hook into the deck of your boat on the front deck up here if you can reach up inside. So what that should allow us to do, as we now deploy, we'll watch the cord so I don't mess up the cord. Now, we have our coil. Let me get the camera moved so I can show you a better angle of that. Now we got our coil. The way we're doing, again, back down. We'll have us in the down position. Now the idea is we're going to take our cord, we're going to take a bunch of zip ties, and we're going to tie our cord all the way around all the coils of the cable. So let me do that, and then we'll come back. All right, guys, I've used zip ties, went all the way the cable. I've got the cord attached to it all the way. Let's let her down once. So we can see a transducer cord is going to stay right here with the cable. Now, I put this up and down a time or two already, and we're not totally in really good shape here. I think our problem is, I'd like this to stay out here. It's coming back, because watch what's going to happen. Let me bring this up. And what's going to happen, we're getting a cable on the inside. It wants to come on the inside. We want it to stay out here. What I'd like is a third cable clamp. I don't have one, but I got some electrical tape. So hang on just a second. Let me do a quick MacGyver, and then we'll try it again. All right, I did a quick masking tape to hold this out to the side. Like I said, you want to use one of these clamps. Would be best to go in here. Don't have one, I'll get one. All right, we're down. We know the coil's good. Our biggest thing is keeping it out of this, and we may have to move this yet. I'm not think that's going to work. Well, that worked. That hasn't caught in there yet. That's 2. And that seems to do it. Of course, the biggest key is, let's turn it on. As we can see all the way around, as you can see, we got the coils in. All the way around, no problem. There we go. All right, that time it caught. That time it caught in, but you know what? Let me make one more quick change and see if we can solve that. All right, just temporary what I did. I took a zip tie. This little mount here is where I mount my camera. But I'm trying to move over to this end of the boat, get it farther away. And that seems to make a difference, at least it did once. That does. Getting that off to the side. So I've seen people hook it right up in here, but I think I'm going to stay out to the side here. I can use this for now to get to the lake, test it, see how it works. But I think that's going to be it. I would probably put quite a few more zip ties in here before it's said and done. And as I said, where I just used some electrical tape, I'd get myself a 3rd clamp to hold this thing off to the side. All right, one last thing. Let's talk about one other thing that I think is very important. In mounting this, your cord can come out of either side. They're usually set to come out either side on your transducer. Now, I have put mine on this side, and here's my reasoning for that. It seems like whenever I bring up my trolling motor, I bring it up and I spin it this way. It's easier for me to spin this way than to try to turn my hand backwards. So for me, if I'm bringing it up and I spin my hand that way, this is always going to be upside. So think about that. When you bring up your trolling motor, which way do you turn it to set on? Whichever way you turn it, that's where you want that to be on the upside so it doesn't get down into any of this stuff. Now, is it going to work in the lake? I don't know, haven't been there yet. But to me, it looks like this should solve the problem. And I really wanted to solve my problem because, well, I'm thinking of spending my stimulus check on a new fish finder. Only with side view, and if I'm going to have side view, I need to make this thing work. Hey, thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.